Që shkome në Pallin? Po le, vetë Pallini.
Maјkl Palini mund të pajton sa në Shqipni.
Po kjo koka fenomenal.
It was a strange story that happened in the 90s in Kosovo, actually, which was the former Yugoslavia then. And it was, many people don't know, but during the 90s, I mean, all people know about the Kosovo War, but which I think majority don't, is the 10 years before, which was a prelude to the war, and it was a very difficult time, in which film happens actually, and it was kind of, let's say, apartheid, in some unique apartheid in Europe, which was very bizarre. So, being a Kosovo Albanian in that time wasn't easy thing, let's say it in a nice way. And, it was kind of being a citizen of a second-class citizen. Anyway, so we were deprived, let's say, of, many rights, including, for schooling and health care, and, people were out of jobs because of their ethnicity. So it was very difficult, but only one theater was, and it was, stood lost, and it was this theater that closes down at the beginning of the film. That was really, this really happened. The theater was working until the end, let's say, until the war started, and it was like epicenter of our lives. We were there. We had this theater was our school. It was our space where we had fun, meetings. People got in love. Probably they had sex. I didn't, but it was everything. In the evening performances every night. So it was only place where people get laughed, because the life was very gloomy, very, very, very dark and hard. Anyway, so I was a part of this journey, when the theater play of this Dodona got invitation for the theater festival in Albania. But going into Albania in those times, it was nearly impossible, because first we didn't get passports. They didn't issue us a Kosovo Albanian's passport, because it was this army thing. You had to go to army to get passports. People didn't want to go to army, so this was a kind of catch-22. So going to Albania was either you had to go illegally. It was a very dangerous time, but because the situation was getting worse every day. People got shot. War almost started around the big cities. But of course, it had to happen because young people are not so smart, and being naive and enthusiastic, of course, they went. But I went, and it wasn't my play. I went there because they were my friends, and they asked me to come and do the lights and sound, because the technician was afraid to go to to the strip. So I went, and then I was witnessing the whole journey. I was with them all the time, and so I at the end, after many years, so it took maybe 20 years, I suddenly realized, why did I go? Because it was stupid for me. I had also a child, in Pristina, small. So I all the time I asked myself, why did I do this thing? And then at the end, probably it was a destiny. So I had to write it down and do this film eventually. So this film came out after, let's say, very, very long time of this story that was in my head, because I have experienced it. And yes, as you said it, some things are so unrealistic and so bizarre, and so I was in dilemma to put them in a script and a film, because I knew that people were going to say, no, this can't be happening. But believe me, it happened. So it was a very strange time, in the Balkans in those times.
So in a way, you needed to write it down, put it on paper, then on a film, to sort of interiorize it these times, to sort of understand it better and sort of express it to a film, practically, because I realize it's your personal history.
Yeah, probably I needed some kind of distancing from the story, because also I mean, here in Kosovo it wasn't so easy to do a film, for a long time after the Kosovo War. Everything had to be restarted, all our lives and everything, and the funds, the Kosovo fund had to be established and so on. So it wasn't, even if I wanted to, it wasn't so easy. But yes, in this context, I think it is nice to have this distance, to distance yourself actually from the real events, because I think you get more objective. I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but it really is. You get more objective because you get more old, get more wise, hopefully, and then you see things, and then you learn. I mean, in the meanwhile, I worked a lot in theater and television, so I got experience. And then, because it's very hard film to shoot, we have shot in 3 countries, and it was all road movie. We almost followed the same path, the original path. So it wasn't easy, and the budget was very tiny. So it is a nightmare. And probably being me experienced, I had a lot of experience, especially with TV. So I was practical on the set, and made life easier to the crew, probably.
There is amazing leading quartet of actors. Can you tell me something about these 4 guys? Really amazing.
Yes, the actors are yes, there are 4 of them. 3 of them are from Kosovo, and 1 is from Albania. And all because I said I work a lot in theater, but also on TV series and production, and I worked with all of them in previous projects. First, good actors, of course, and then very different with each other, and to look how they fit with each other. They had to be friends in film, really good friends, and so then we shot a small, let's say, kind of trailer of 3-4 minutes before even applying to the film center, and I asked 3 of them that are in the film to help me, and the 4th guy is also in the film but didn't get the one of the main roles. And I asked them to help me. I said, please, can we do this? I want to see how you fit and how you look on film, and then hopefully we can work together. And we did. They helped me really, and we got some money. And then I cast them, and then we did a lot of rehearsing, before shooting, like in the theater, we like every day we sat together, and it was very nice. First, because I wanted them to learn the lines before we start, which is unusual, but I knew it. I knew why, because I knew that when we go on the set, and it was a journey, like a road movie, we had to film everything on the road, and it's a nightmare. It's going to be physical. Physically very exhausting, and then I said we have to know the lines. At least we will be safe. We will save some times, rehearsing on set, and we're going to be tired, and it will be more practical. And the second, I wanted to create this, unity, a group of to make all of us more friends, let's say, and to know each other privately, to get drinks, to get drunk, And so we did that, and it was great. It was very, 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 nice process, and we are still very good friends.
What you said makes me think that, even if it's a sort of, let's put it that way, filmmaking industry and everything, in the end, it all gets to making a team, in a way, making a group of people that believes more or less in the same idea. Sort of everybody's it's in for that, because many times on the film set you have people that I'm here to do the job and go. That's it. And you can feel it in the film that there is sort of this chemistry. You can feel that there is something more than just professionalism and all.
Yes. That was, the main task and goal, to create this team spirit, which I think it was necessary not only for practical reason, but also for for the content. I hope you can feel it. I don't know.
Yeah, it was very refreshing, and what I learned in the last 5 years watching the selections of cinEdays is that practically every year you can't miss with the film from Kosovo. So tell me, there is like I cannot call it a movement, but there is a certain quality in Kosovo films in the last 5-6 years, and it's sort of good to see. You know, it sort of gives me hope about our local cinematography in a way. Not that it's like rational, but it's maybe because it's a new cinematography and there is a new energy. But tell me more about how the film industry in Kosovo works and how this happened. Actually, lots of good films.
Yes. Well, thank you, because you unintentionally gave me a compliment, because I was a director of the film center like 6 years ago, I think, for about 3 years. And so I am very happy when I hear people say that. And I have heard this kind of, let's say, compliment about Kosovan films, also from others in this circuit of this industry, international, and I'm very proud, to be honest. And I think when I got there, it was 2011. I got into the position of director of the film center, and I came from the festival. I was running the Pristina Film Festival, which I'm still back now, and I'm also a film director. So I came from, let's say, from the industry. A kind of non-existing industry, let's say, film. It was very, very small. Also, it's not now big, but it is bigger than before. And then we started with a board. Our board. We have, we thought of what we have to do. It was a big question. Being a small country, having very little money, and having all these young people around that want to do films. It was very, a conflicting situation. And then let's say mine and our team decision was to open up. I think it was the key. We have opened up to the world. We have opened up to the young filmmakers. So we gave them opportunity to the young filmmakers. And we also did a lot of promotion outside. For the first time, we have opened a pavilion in Cannes, in Berlinale, so people actually knew that we exist. Really, like physically, that we exist somewhere in the world, in this film world. So this is how we started. And then, of course, we also did put some international people in our juries, which made decisions were better and more, let's say, neutral or credible. So probably we got more real good projects because the decisions were good. I hope so. And it worked. It worked. Really, it worked. And also, which is amazing, we got young directors, but also female young directors, more than everywhere, which is amazing. And then the result is this, as you say, every year we have films from Kosovo in some big festival, in a festival. Either is now we had in Berlinale, our film was in Tallinn, we had in Karlovy Vary, San Sebastian, Toronto, everywhere. It's amazing. It's like unbelievable. But this is, I think, when you unleash young people's creativity and you give them, like in football, you give them a ball to play. They play themselves.
Are you working with something new right now?
Yeah. Yes. I wrote a new script. I'm developing it. I got some support from Kosovo Film Center, also Southeast European Cinema Network. We have applied in Albania also for development, and it's a totally different story. It's not a comedy. I decided not to do a comedy because I think it's really underestimated in this industry, and I've seen it with this film, and I knew it from before also. So I wanted to try something really hard, some dark drama.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that then.
Yes.
No, but you did the comedy, and that's a rarity, you know, especially in our small cinematography, and it's more difficult, I guess, than everything else.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I thought that when you do a comedy, and then it's easier to sell it, you know, to the distributors and, you know, sales agency, and it's not actually. They want to buy some dark films, you know. I said, wow, I was totally wrong. So I'm going to do some a kind of dark story, which is about a female character, and it's called The Woman of the House. And it's a story about, I got inspired actually when I was filming the Flying Circus in north of Albania. You know, we had more than a week filming in north of Albania, and it's a very, very poor area, you know, and it's also a Christian area. And in one place particularly, which was looked like in this 19th century, and it's so poor in nature and, you know, and agriculture, and then I see this young girl selling fruits, and I heard the story from the villagers that actually the families are kind of pushed to sell these young girls to get married, but this is where it comes also political, with a Serbian old man in Serbia and Kosovo. So I said, wow, this is, you know, like also political drama, but it's totally personal, and it's about this, you know, how did this happen in Europe in 21st century. So I got intrigued about this, and I have done a lot of research, and I found out it's a kind of phenomenon. It's not, you know, it happened a lot, and then I have read a lot. I've seen a lot of TV documentaries and stories and news, and then I wrote this script. So let's hope I'm going to finish it.
Occhio, coca fenomenal.
No, I'm just very happy that our film will be shown in North Macedonia, because it is our co-production partner, and because I hope that this film will find an audience there, and because I like the festival, and and because it's the pandemics, and even because it's pandemics, the cinEdays will be a physical festival, which was amazing, and I really looking forward to come to Skopje to be at the premiere. I hope I can pass the border, but if I don't, I really say hi to everybody. I hope you like the film.
Ku vete orë vëlla Kosovar? Po s'ka në luft?